So in order to identify a two-spot octopus, it has two spots. And the spots can look like eyes. These two eye spots help this animal protect itself. They're kind of small. So with these two spots, they can look like a larger animal. In a lot of West Coast aquariums, it's more common to have the giant Pacific octopus, which is a lot bigger than this species. But here in Santa Barbara, the two-spot octopus is really common. Having a two-spot octopus here at the Sea Center is really important for a lot of different reasons, but a really cool one is that at our sister campus, the Santa Barbara Museum of Natural History, a curator helped figure out a really important puzzle about the two-spot octopus. The two-spot octopus actually refers to two really similar species, and finding the differences between them is kind of hard. This curator figured out one of the pieces to that puzzle, which makes it so special. They could be anywhere. They are fantastic hiders, and they probably see you first.
100%. They use chromatophores, which are specialized skin cells with pigment in them to change color, and they're able to also move their skin into different textures to camouflage with the environment that's around them.
You are in their home, and so you want to be respectful of that. Be gentle, be patient, and you might happen upon one. Most likely you would see one like swimming away from you because it saw you first. Octopus ink, which is a spectacular way of protecting itself, but it takes a lot of energy. It is something you don't want to happen.
Absolutely. That is awesome.
Wow, I love tactical learning.
Me too. A misconception about these octopuses is that they are free roaming out in the open ocean. They are more likely to be found in tide pools.
Two-spot octopuses are opportunistic hunters. They'll find an area where they feel safe, and from that area they'll go out and find some food and then come back to that area and enjoy their meal.
They use found objects in their environment to build their space to their liking to keep them safe and protected. Sometimes an octopus will need to move houses for whatever reason. It might be because they're no longer safe in that environment or their food source is no longer plentiful. And so they'll move homes and find a new den and aquascape that den as well. Much like I'd like to do, octopuses spend much of their time sleeping, napping, stretching, and just kind of existing in their comfortable space.
Octopuses in general don't really spend time with each other, but when they mate, that's when they come together. So a male octopus and a female octopus differ through their arms. They have all of these sucker discs all along their arms, but the males have one section of their arm where they don't have any sucker disc, and that's what they use for mating. After octopuses mate, the male will go off and do its own thing, and actually shortly after it will probably die. Two-spot octopus can lay up to 70,000 eggs. A lot of them won't make it. The female octopus will stay with her eggs, something called maternal investment. She will stay with those eggs, she won't eat, she won't do anything but protect them. Some octopuses have been observed to blow water on the eggs so nothing grows on them. Because she's not doing anything else but protecting those eggs, she dies shortly after they hatch. The two-spot octopus can only live for about 2 years. But in specialized human care, they can live a little bit longer.
So this is our specialized 80-gallon tank to house our two-spot octopus. In order to get here, we actually gone through a couple steps, which is talking to other aquariums, seeing what is the best tank size for the size of octopus that we have. This is supplied through the ocean, through a couple pumps that pump up through the Sea Center. That get filtered and put into the aquarium here. We have a 3D printed two-flow nozzle that actually creates turbulence within the aquarium to recreate kind of a wave action it would feel with the tides of where they normally hang out. The lid is a secured lid to keep it safe. We have specialized hiding places and specialized fake kelp, again, to recreate the environment that the octopus is living in. That's one of the important things. We also provide some different foods in different ways through enrichment toys. Mackerel, herring, clams, anchovies, shrimp, just kind of a variety of diets. We do live food every now and then. So the way that the animal will be feeding in the wild is it's a ambush predator. They normally will blend in with the environment and then wait for a prospect to come by, or have to deal with some sort of problem like a clam that is jammed shut. So we try to recreate those types of things that the octopus would be dealing with out in the environment. So taking care of the octopus is a lot of work and challenge, and trying to mimic things it would interact with out in the ocean.
Our octopus at the Sea Center gets lots of enrichment, which is one of my favorite parts of the day. She gets to explore her surroundings and new tactile things, and it's so fun to watch. We provide our octopus with fish inside of puzzles. Now, our octopus is really smart, so we have to add new steps to make them challenging for her. This jar that used to be just a lid, now we've added these chains, and then we also added another barrier to the food inside. So a lot of the times we'll use dog toys to hide food in because it provides something new and exciting, while also getting those behaviors that she would exhibit in the wild. So she might be pulling things out of crevices or opening a clam. Our octopus's favorite is this submarine toy, and she absolutely loves trying to unlock this here and opening it up to find the food inside.
Our nervous system is a centralized nervous system. Our brain takes in information and then can pass that information out to our body and tell it what to do. An octopus's nervous system is called a decentralized nervous system. So they do have one main brain, but they also have 8 others. They have sucker discs all along all 8 of their arms. They can have hundreds of them depending on the species. Each sucker disc smells and tastes everything around it. And so they're taking in a lot of information and sending that information through that decentralized nervous system. Each of their arms can act independently. So they experience the world completely different than us, completely different than any other animal. So it's important not to think that our emotions are the same. What's really important here is not to try and figure out what is intelligent, what has emotion, what doesn't have emotion. All of those are human concepts. What's important with all other living things is to accept that they're amazing and beautiful and part of this greater ecosystem. And every single one of them has a right to exist and fulfill their needs, whether that's opening up clams with their sucker disc or enjoying the sunshine by basking on a rock. We probably will never figure out everything there is about an octopus. And to me, that makes me feel like they're really special. Not eating octopus as one of your seafood preferences is a pretty surefire way to help support these animals. But every plant, animal, and fungi are interconnected. So what's really important is to celebrate and protect the habitats holistically. Protect your marine habitats, respect the places that you visit, research where you're getting your food from. Places like California have a lot of really great sustainable seafood options. Supporting local sustainable seafood is a really great way to make sure that you're doing the right thing and supporting industries and marine habitats all at once. No, don't think of an octopus as a pet. In order to take the best care possible, you need to work with individuals that dedicate their lives to understanding these animals. Because the things that you can find on the internet might not always be true. Places like the Sea Center work with other aquariums, research institutions. The octopus at the Sea Center is an ambassador animal for its species. It represents and can connect us to its wild counterparts. Ambassador animals at places like the Sea Center are crucial for getting everyone to understand how wonderful these animals are. Amazing, mysterious animals that we're still learning about.